Ever since I got married and moved out of my family home, my life has changed in so many levels and so fast that it's difficult to keep track of what's going on, to stop moving forward. But the problem with that change in my life is that I had to break away from a life that I have been living ever since I was born. And no one knows what kind of broken connection that is than my own mother. Master of Ceremonies, fellow Toastmasters, and my dear guests, and a person in particular, a warm good evening to all.
Good evening.
My mother, like all mothers, are truly irreplaceable. As I grew up into the person I am today, my mother would always call me and take me to her side and ask me, and joke and whine and say, "You don't love me enough. You hate me. And when I'm gone, you'll miss me." And I would always sit there quiet, and she would get annoyed because of my lack of answers. But the thing is, the reason why I kept quiet is because I could never totally comprehend what my life would be without her. You see, my mother was born poor in a city in the Philippines. She did not care for education, and at the first chance to drop school, she did. She led an early life full of hardships, but also full of mischief, which I found out that's where I came from. But because of her life and her ever-growing family, she had to find a way to support her entire family. So she came to the kingdom of our reign long time ago as a simple housemaid. Despite having no education, despite having no worthy skill, she had determined that she would be a person of worth and not just a simple housemaid. So she sat there and she worked and managed to get out of the domestic care life and managed to live a life that is full of modesty and comfort. But those things changed when she met someone, which was my father. They met while my father was cleaning his silver BMW in the streets in the 1970s. My father was cool then. He saw my mother, and then they fell in love. They went on dates, they spoke of love, they spoke of marriage, but then her mom got cold feet and ran away to the Philippines, leaving my father alone here in Bahrain. What my father did was sell his silver BMW so that he could follow her to the Philippines, of which he has never gone before, and to find my mother, of which to ask her father for her hand in marriage, of which he, fortunately, agreed. And so they were married, and they finally had me and my entire family. And that is when my mother learned something that she always wanted and needed in her life. And you know what that is? Love. Her love is only rivaled by her determination, which is like fuel to the fire. I have never seen her ever not do anything for anyone for the love in her life. I have never seen her buy a simple blouse for herself because she always thought that the money was better worth somewhere else. I have seen her countlessly waking up every day at 4 a.m. in the morning to cook breakfast and lunch for the family, to go to work at 7 a.m., to come back home at 3 p.m., and to prepare a separate lunch for my father at 4, to clean in the meanwhile, and prepare dinner at 9, and to finally to rest only at 10. And yet she did all of these things over and over, not asking for a simple thank you or an I love you, because it was her duty to love, but not to take love. And she did this for 25 years of my life. And to this day, she still does it. And every time when I asked her why, it was because I love you. And today, as I am married and I live in my own house in Jalali, she feels that a lot of love in her heart has left her. Because she no longer has a son to feed, no longer has a son to steal money from, and no longer has a son in the house. But tonight, the reason why I chose her tonight is because I want to dedicate this speech to her. Because of her, I am who I am today. She has taught me so many things, from what it meant that even if you had no education, had no skill, long as you had your own determination, you were able to achieve. But the most beautiful asset that she has told me was you don't need education, money, life, whatever. All you need is love. Because of that, her love begets love. And that is why in my life I had married early, because I knew what love means and what love is. And I know, and I thank her, even if she was going to watch this, hopefully tomorrow. Everything that she has given me love in the past, given me love today, and will continue to give me love even when she is gone. So I ask of you, fellow Toastmasters, when you speak of praise and you think of your mother, and think of the quality that my mother had taught me. Think of love, because love begets love.